Hello and welcome to this episode of the AI Show. We are back. We were out of town last week. It was a holiday here in the United States. So welcome. Where's everybody coming from? Put your answers into the chat. I think it's that way, but I'm not sure. Put your answers into the chat. Where are you coming from? I'd love to shout out, say hi to you. Thank you for coming to this episode of the AI Show. A weekly show from 8:30 to about 9:30. We're talking all things artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. Yeah. So we had a big week. Not last week. Last week we kind of took a little bit of time off. The week before that was our Microsoft Build Conference. If you don't know, it's an annual gathering of developers to talk about all things developer, about anything that Microsoft puts out. We had some cool stuff, so I'm going to show you some of that today. In fact, it's time for me to actually show what I'm doing. All right, so here it is. Today, we're going to talk about using Translator with the Phi-3 model. So that's number one. Number two, I'm going to show you a cool new feature that we put out called Prompty and how it works and what it does, why it's cool, etc. And we're going to do this recurrently every week. We're going to build maybe what we'll do is we'll source an idea for an application, a Gen AI application, and we'll just build it over the next couple of weeks. And then what we'll do is I'm like planning this right now, like as we speak. And then what we'll do is we'll take snippets out of those videos to get basically a tutorial on what Prompty is and how to use it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. All right, so let's see where folks are coming from. Let's take a look at the chat here. All right. Oh, Diego. So Diego and I got to meet in person. We hugged it out for hours. It was glorious. Glorious. Yeah, Diego, and I should have got that picture ready, Diego, where we're sitting together in the interview area. It's good to meet you in person finally. As far as where we're going to be next, I don't have any plans, but I know that we may have some things coming up in the fall where we're going to go out to meet folks. We should do some get-togethers wherever you are. Hi there. Hello, Hector. HSC. Michigan. Oh, it's Jennifer. Hi. The beautiful sunny state of Michigan. Only at certain times of year. It's really cold there. I went there one time and I was like, how is it so cold? Hello, Scott. We also, at the AI Show, have a love affair with Phi-3. It's the little engine that could. In fact, you know what? The other thing we're going to do is it turns out that we worked so hard on a bunch of stuff that we didn't get to finish our Prompty website. So that's the other thing I need to work on. Hold on. Let's put this up here. And the reason why I say this is because let me bring this up here. The reason why I say this is because I want to show you how to use Phi-3 in the web. Because one of the things I want to build is a Prompty try it here in your web browser thing. All new in the web browser. Prompty with Phi-3. I feel like I would be a very good used car salesman. You know? I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? So Phi-3, yeah. Okay, let's see who else we got. Mardad from Vancouver. Oh, that's right. I haven't been to Johannesburg, South Africa in years. I think it was like the last international trip I did before the pandemic, as we so lovingly call it here, the pandemic. Absolutely. Hello, Murdad. It's been a while. Thanks for coming. Cool. Are you in Johannesburg at the moment? Let me move back here. My face is too big. It's like, whoa, that's too much, Seth. Too much. Memphis, Tennessee. Hello, my friend. Amazing ribs. Just saying. I am a rib fan. So thank you. Welcome from Essen, Germany. Guten Nacht. It's nighttime over there. Here we go. I've been using Olama with Phi-3 and Open Web UI. What? Zen? Admin 1? We should have you on. Show us your wares. Show us your wares. We'd love to have you on. Just send us a message. My email, by the way, is seth.juarez@microsoft.com. I try to answer emails in a timely fashion, but never succeed in doing that. So, apologies up front. And then from Vancouver, you're in Vancouver. You're in Vancouver now. Oh, okay. Quite the time zone change. The longest flight I ever undertook, I was just sitting there. It wasn't like I was flying the plane or nothing. But the longest flight I ever undertook, 16 hours. Atlanta to Johannesburg. Oh my goodness. Scott's still at work. Cool. Well, maybe we'll hurry up. I was in Germany for the AI tour stop. It was in Berlin. I spent a wonderful weekend there in the hotel room writing code. So, yeah. All right, let's get started. Mohammed, you ready, buddy? Thumbs up. All right, so let's bring Mohammed on. How you doing, Mohammed?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you, Seth?
Fantastic. We recorded a little thing last week. It's pretty cool. The thing that I like the most, and I'm not going to give stuff away, is that using multiple AIs to do good stuff is pretty fantastic. I mean, wouldn't you say so?
Absolutely. And that's the whole idea. Leverage the power of all the capabilities that Microsoft offers to deliver the quality the customer loves and wants.
Oh, man. See, Mohammed, you're just a good dude. So what I'm going to do is we're going to play it. And you okay sticking around and answer questions afterwards?
Absolutely.
All righty. So we're going to talk today. By the way, if you're wondering, we're talking today about boosting Phi-3's language capabilities with Azure AI Translator. And it's surprisingly clever. And to me, I don't want to give too much away again, but I don't know if this resonates with you, Mohammed. The cleverest things are always the most simple and almost like in hindsight obvious. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
All right.
And that's the
So
beauty.
that's the beauty. So let's do this. Let's play this, and then we'll get to your questions right after. So again, this is boosting Phi-3's language capabilities with Azure AI Translator here on the AI Show. You're not going to want to miss this episode of the AI Show where we talk all about boosting Phi-3's language capabilities with Azure AI Translator with my friend Mohammed. Make sure you tune in. Hello and welcome to this episode of the AI Show. We're talking all about boosting Phi-3's language capabilities with Azure AI Translator with my friend Mohammed. Mohammed, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for inviting me to the show.
I am so glad you're here. Tell us about who you are and what you do.
I'm Mohammed Al Ghazali. I'm the principal product manager for custom translations, part of the Azure AI Translator team. And we love to break the language barrier for all languages.
Mohammed, we didn't talk about this before, but I studied computational linguistics. That's what I did in my graduate work. And so this is an area of passion for me. But I went to school when it was old. We studied IBM models 1 through 5 and then noisy channel models. So this stuff is actually way better. But now you're doing stuff with Phi-3. Tell us a little bit about Phi-3 if we could start there.
Yeah, so basically we did experimentation to always measure the best price performance for our customers that will deliver to them the translation quality and high results for what that they need. And what we notice that the Phi 3 is perfectly suited for high volume languages that are also known as high resource languages, which kind of was trained with it. But when it comes to low volume languages, also known as low resource languages, the quality that comes out when you ask for a task to be completed is not as best. So what we're trying to do is basically to complement that with our Azure AI Translator capabilities to deliver to the customer what they're looking for.
And that's amazing because like the thing about these models that's cool to me is that using multiple and various models in conjunction with one another makes them more powerful. I think is that the sense that I'm getting?
That's the idea. That's it. We do know. I mean, eventually, the 5.3, maybe 5.4 at one point, they will on their own they will be able to address all the customer needs, but until we get there we need to give them something concrete since we are still moving in that direction, and that's where a mature product like Azure AI Translator would deliver that capability because it's already battle tested and customers love it.
So tell us about Azure AI Translator so we can get a sense for both products.
Azure AI Translator, it is a multilingual models that were built from the ground up with large amount of data to be generic across the board for the translation task, and that's what makes it beautiful. Versus the Phi 3, it's kind of like a chat, it's instructions for to build chat bots and whatnot. So it's geared for different tasks, not are specifically translation, but it does translation.
So how are these better together? I understand you brought a demo. Can we show it?
Yes, please.
All right, let me get this queued up.
Welcome to Azure OpenAI and Azure AI Translator Customer Innovation. This video is a concept to show how Phi-3 Chat Framework and Azure AI Translator work together to improve the Phi-3 multilingual translation quality. Chi-Chi is a Chinese-speaking student. She wants to know the capital of Thailand. Chi-Chi frequently uses AI Chat. She types in Chinese, 泰国的首都是哪里? Which means, what is the capital of Thailand? She gets incorrect answer. Chi-Chi enables Azure Translator and retypes in Chinese, 泰国的首都是哪里? She gets the correct answer this time. In summary, it's recommended to use AI Chat with Phi-3 where English is the source and target language, and complement it with cognitive services to deliver translation quality at the right price performance point to delight our customers.
Really cool. So let me see if I understand what's going on. I'm going to guess here, and maybe you can correct me. Are you saying that you're doing translation from the so-called low resource language into a highly leveraged or resource language, and then pushing it into Phi-3, and then on the way out pushing to another language? Is this the right way to think about it?
That's exactly what we're doing here. But since the model is actually trained with English as one of the legs, the source and or the target. So what is happening behind the scene? That's the beauty of this complemented solution. You take whatever language you're going to throw at it, it will actually translate it first into English using our translator, and then make the request in English. And that brings back the good results that the customer wants, and then translate it into the source language, in this case, the Chinese simplified, and delivers the answer to the customer. succinct, to the point, and it does the job.
And I think it's super important to even add in scenarios where you're doing like retrieval augmented generation. It may be the case that your index has documents that are in a highly resourced language. And that would also benefit from this, because if you do retrieval augmented generation and inject into a low resource language, you might not even get the right language back in the response. Do you think this would work in this scenario too?
Absolutely. And also, when you start to think about many of our customers, they create domain specific translation capabilities or customization, if you will. So instead of using the kind of like just the general domain, they can actually use their own translation engine instead of the Azure out of the box translator. So this is all part of this solution, which kind of really an orchestration to give you the best of both worlds.
And to me, it's kind of cool because it's kind of sparking a lot of ideas in and using some well known and used services that have been loved and used forever as sort of intermediaries between the LLM, or in this case, the small language model, to really provide customer benefit.
Absolutely. And you can use the same concept with the GPT or any other large or small language model that are available on Azure AI Studio. And you can actually do the same thing. To kind of like tee up something that I'm working on. Imagine now you add speech into the mix. So instead of typing, you just talk to it.
This is really cool. I mean, we need to talk more, and we definitely need to have you back to show some of these scenarios. So, where can people go to find out more about this?
You can actually read my technical blog that I published during Build.
Mhm.
Yep, that's the one. To learn more about it and the use case that might be of interest to them.
And this, like I saw this demo. Is this code available anywhere?
It is available on GitHub. They can actually download the code, they clone it, and they basically can fire it up and off you go.
Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for being with us, Mohammed.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for watching and learning all about how to boost Phi-3’s language capability with Azure AI Translator and hopefully more. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Take care. How about them apples? That was awesome. So, Mohammed, as you were watching that, are there any other details that you were like, "Oh, I should have said this," or maybe I should think about that? Thoughts?
I actually do, because nowadays the RAG capability is just like all over the place,
Mhm.
and it just occurred to me that I should have mentioned it. The solution itself, again, because it's an orchestration capabilities, you can actually set up your domain-specific data through RAG, provide the index to your data, and then when you are actually making the call to the assistant or the chat, this is all baked in, so you don't need to do anything on top of that. So imagine that you have a scenario where all your data is still in English and you need to cater to your customers who are in different languages. So you take basically use the same foundational solution that you have on GitHub. You take the language, you convert it to English, you bounce it against the chat or the assistant. It will automatically retrieve data from your RAG index, bring it back, and then you translate it back into the source language. It works so beautifully. And then, as I mentioned at the tail end of the video, you can complement that with so many powerful capabilities like speech to text, to the translation to speech. You can make a like telephony as part of that. I mean, it just sky's the limit to the innovation that you can come up with.
And I mean, that's really cool. One of the questions I had, though, is this notion of latency. How fast does it? How long does it take to go from like, language A to English to the model and then back through the whole process?
Once the call is made to the translator,
Mhm.
API is super fast. The part that is going to take time, and basically we are working to improve the latency on the Phi-3 as well as the GPT OpenAI. They're also working on improving that. That is where the bulk of the round trip delay that you are going to experience.
Which makes
But
sense.
it's not really the translation.
Yeah. So the translation is near instant, but the LLM takes what the LLM takes.
Yeah, it's actually we measure it in microseconds, and the worst case scenario that we always guarantee that within 300 milliseconds you would get a response back when you talk to the translator API. So I don't think this is going to be the issue. The issue will be the small language model or the language model, and it's being improved in the round trip today.
That's amazing. The other question I had, and this was something that I was thinking about over the weekend, is sometimes the language of origin is not necessarily known. So let's just say I'm typing in the chat, right, and I'm doing, I don't know, some language. Is there a way for the language translator to like detect the language and then do the translation? So that because obviously I don't know how the API works. I haven't looked at it in a while. I'm sure you have to tell it the language, but is there a way to figure out the language too?
I'm glad you asked that question because the demo you saw is actually, I only told it this is the target language. We have auto detections. So it will actually look at the input text if you do not say from, and it will figure it out. And then it will use that as the source, and then it will deliver to the target.
These
Auto detection.
this is my here I'll just play this here. That's literally amazing because I was thinking like how does it know the actual language? And you're saying that if you don't put the from, it just figures it out.
Yeah, we have a model, the auto detection model that looks at the text and will figure out the source language without you having. As a matter of fact, most of our customers today, especially for the conversational AI chat sessions, they actually do not put the source language. They let the service detect it, so it will be scalable across the board.
And so when you included the max 300 milliseconds, that includes language detection.
That's part of it as well.
Well, let's
It is
just
really cool.
let me just give you a little clap there because that is impressive that it's able to do that. And so, in theory, language is a solved issue ish. Obviously, in general, it's covering a large swath of people. It seems like I don't know why anyone wouldn't use this. I'm thinking of putting it on all my stuff now too.
It is actually widely used in the business arena with all domains because it solves the problem of having to keep track of what is available today versus in the future. So you build the solution once, it will scale with you as you're adding more support for other languages.
Ah, I see. Because you're saying that we keep adding more and more languages as well.
Absolutely.
Cool. So I just want to put up this up here again. If you want to go to the blog post, go to ak.ms Phi-3 translator. Take a look at that blog post. And then the repo where that sample you showed is in there, right? Is here, Phi-3 translator repo. Is that right?
It is a fully working solution. You just clone it, put your keys in there, and off you go.
All right. Well, this has been amazing. Thank you, my friend. And hopefully we'll see you soon.
Sure.
Next project. All right, bud. We'll see you soon. All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
That was amazing. Oh, it's so. That's really cool. Imagine, and now I'm starting to think like, I think the magic with this stuff because we tend to focus on single model things at a time. I suspect that as we start to use multiple models to do multiple things, that's where the magic starts to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's where I feel like, wow, this is going to be cool. So, all right. So that was part one of two. We'll have to have Mohammed back to talk about all the goodness I gotta move this screen because I want to see what y'all are saying to me. Oh, I have an app for that. Here we go. I totally forgot. There's like an app that tells me what's in the chat. Oh, but I need to log in. Obviously need to log in. So let me do that, and then let's talk about Prompty. So let me log in here. ABC 1 2. Now it needs to check if I'm an AI or not. Okay. Fine. All the squares with motorcycles. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Okay. All right. There you are. I see everybody. Amazing. Okay. So let's make this here. And what I'll do is, if I'm looking side of the eye, that means I'm checking out what's going on. And I need to make sure that I shared my screen correctly here because I don't think I did. Am I sharing my screen here? Let me share my screen here real quick because I want to show you. Nope, not that. Share screen. Entire screen. Yes, that's what I want to do. Okay, there you go. That's why I was like, oh, this thing isn't showing up. All right, so let's talk about Prompty. Let me go here. Put another. GitHub.com. Microsoft. Prompty. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, man. Confirm my account. Confirm. Okay. There you go. Now I can bring this back and you can take a look at this. So Prompty is a really cool thing. It allows you to work with LLMs as if they were function calls. There is an extension now. It's here. Just search for it. Let me just marketplace.visual studio. Oh, man, why are things jumping around so much? Just go to the Visual Studio Marketplace and then look for Prompty. And what's cool about it is that we're still working on stuff. We have a whole plan for like what we want to do to make it better. But the actual like what it is, here I actually can show you. So we'll say microsoft.github.io Prompty. I'm still working on the website. Our wonderful design team made a beautiful site. And what I want to do is I want to add some functionality to it. Look at this goodness. It's good. So Prompty is 3 things. It is a new spec for a prompt file. It is some tooling. This will be Visual Studio Code. And then it's also a runtime. The runtime currently that we have to make this work is prompt flow and semantic kernel and LangChain, actually, what works. So if you look at it, it's just literally a way to specify prompts. So here's a project that has this stuff in it. So for example, here is a Prompty file. Here, let me put myself in the corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner. That's me. Notice that the Prompty is basically a markdown file, and you can see this is the file in its entirety. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. And one of the cool things is that. Oh, what? Hold on. Hold on. Let me go here to the chat. For ones living in Belgium, I have Prompty stickers coming early next week. Yes, we have them. I have it on my laptop. In fact, if you watched Microsoft Build, you would have seen my Prompty sticker on my laptop. This is a Visual Studio code extension, by the way. Everyone should go install it right now. Right now, if you go, you can see here. Well, I have a lot of extensions, but you can see here's a Prompty. Mickey, he's one of our engineers. Chris and Gerardo, they're amazing. Notice that it's the same. You can see all this stuff here. Let me show you what Prompty does. So Prompty, again, this is the whole file. This is not, I'm not, like, I wish I could make it fit in one screen. I can. I don't want to do that. Let me make it fit on one screen. There you go. It fits on one screen. The entire Prompty file. And if I zoom in, I'm going to show you. Oh, if I zoom in, you're going to see what this is. So this is just Markdown, but the front matter has some specifications on like how to run this thing. So this tells it, hey, this is the model that you're going to call, and this is the deployment, right? And then this thing here is sample data to put in as we test it out, right? So as you scroll down, you're going to see, and let me put this back here. Let me undo. Boop. Undo. You're going to see that basically there's some context, and we're just injecting this stuff in. Like, I think this is even useless. Why do I need that? I'm literally putting it into over here. It's like the question. Now it does fit on a single file. Boom. I don't need that. And you're probably looking at this, you're like, well, what is this actually doing? Right? So if I actually go to this thing, right, you're going to see that this is the prompt that gets generated ish, right? Modulo, let me move this out of the way. Modulo, a couple of things, right? So for example, you see like here, it's too small. Here. So you see that there is this system and then this user, right? What it does is it breaks this up into the messages. So this would be the system message, and this would be the user message, right? And so that's what happens. And so you can see a little bit of what goes on here. I like that better. Nice. Cool. So in theory, now that you've done this, because we know how to execute this, you can hit play or F5, and what it does is it goes out and it calls the model and it returns the thing. Can you use a selection of let's change this to sleeping, outdoor sleeping things, outdoor sleeping things as context. So now when I play this, right, because it's now different, I hit play, and you'll see it'll call this deployment, and then it's doing it, right? So it's calling the LLM. But what it's doing is it's making it so this asset becomes the thing, the actual prompt, right? And notice it really does change. Like, I'm not making this up. Let me do outdoor cooking things as context, right? And then I hit play, and as a dev, like, you want to play with this stuff, right? And you can see, here's the problem, right? This thing did not output JSON, so this would throw an error. But notice that it did do a pretty good job. So let me run it again, because there was an error there. There you go. So I might say, please only ever respond in the JSON format described above, a list of specialized queries. Look at that. It's even doing some autocomplete for me. So now when I run it, let's see if it does the right thing. And so this is the cool thing about see, it tried to do this. An array of specialized queries without the context, right? And so now notice that I'm prompt engineering now, right? Like I just like my brain as a dev is like it's broken. You did the wrong thing, right? Can you use a selection of weird outdoor equipment? Equipment, right? And so now notice that as I'm literally like prompt engineering this thing, and notice that there you go. It's like trying to do its best, right? And so this AI assistant's job is to basically figure out, hey, what are some good queries to make, right? And so this is a prompty file. Notice that you can run it. You can take a look at what it looks like. You'll notice that the system user message here is even colorized. The other thing that's important is that you get some nice autocomplete of what's going on here. So let's see if I can get this to work. Oh, whoops. I don't know what that is. Yeah. So, for example, here's all the things that you can put in there. Like if you want to do the inputs, it's pretty cool. So this is prompting, right? And we're working on it so that it works with any kind of LLM, which is amazing. So now what I want to do is I want to show you, okay, so what can you use this for? I mean, it feels like a nice toy in your IDE, but what you can actually use it for is you can actually use it here. So now I can use this in code, right? I'm loading the prompty file. This is using prompt flow. And then I'm passing in different context. So now this thing becomes like a function. Where now you can iterate with this thing. Here, I'll put this to the right. Split right. So now you can iterate on this thing. Let me move this over here. As a prompt, iterate. And then you can use it in code and pass in something else. So again, this makes this thing something you can version, something you can share, etc. Notice I did a modification. So that's the first prompty. The second prompty I want to show, by the way, this is how you call them. The second prompty I want to show you is function calling. So this researcher's job, this is another prompty file. This researcher's job is to, it uses a function calling file. So notice that it's using these tools. And what it does is it's going to call some functions, and you're going to see what functions are they. So this is the function calling way of doing it. This is Azure OpenAI. This is OpenAI. Notice there's a function. It's called find information. This is what it does. These are the parameters it takes, etc. There's 3 functions, and those functions directly map to these: find information, find entity. So this is literally doing a Bing search for me, right? So let me show you this in action. So I'll hit play here, and it's going to run this. There you go. So notice it's saying use this function. These are the arguments. This is what you call. And you're probably wondering, well, how does it know? Like, because it feels like, Seth, you're not really specifying everything in here. I'm not. And that's because there's this notion of configurations, right, for prompties, where you could use multiple endpoints. So if I go to add or edit, you'll see there's some prompty configurations. And the cool thing is that notice I'm not leaking keys or anything because it's using managed identity, which is awesome because it's more secure, right? And so I can switch between this configuration and this configuration. And what configuration does effectively, it makes it so you don't have to type stuff into this all the time, right? It's configuration. So you can have general settings. So this researcher.prompty's job is to find the right function. But what do we do with function calling? Well, notice that on the execute, and this is the money function here, is that I map functions to actual functions. I load the prompty file. I give it different instructions, and then for each of the tool calls that it says to make, I execute it. Backpack was there. It's falling on my feet. I execute it with the right arguments, and then I add the output, which is soups cool. Super, super cool. Super, super cool, right? And then finally, this is the writer prompty. And this writer agent effectively takes the product searches. By the way, and the product searches, I didn't tell you this, but notice that it generates embeddings and it calls Azure AI Search. So this is just basically a vector search for products. And this here is a web search for instructions. So let's run the app here so you can see the multi-agent system in action. Flask, debug, boop. Flask. I heard we should start using Fast API, so I might switch this out for Fast API. Oh, it's starting the promptlet service. Cool. So I'll show you what that means. Hopefully it works, because sometimes I need to like restart it, and so if that happens, we'll know in a second. By the way, please ask questions as we go. Oh yeah, yep. Let's Control C this. Stop it. PF service. Stop. PF service start. You're wondering, well, what service is that even starting? I'll show you. So now we can start the Flask. By the way, notice this writer prompty uses a different connection. It's using Vizier. And this call takes a long time. It's because it's using GPT-4 Omni. And it's not because it uses a lot of tokens. Notice this agent takes requests and produces a document. You're an expert copywriter here. You're an expert copywriter. Take research from a web researcher as well as from product information. There's a fun and engaging article. We can use a magazine article or blog post. There you go. And then it just injects all the research in there. So there. It's taken a while. It takes a long time. I don't know why. I looked at it this morning. I was like, why is this taking so long? So it takes about a minute. So I'll let it do that. Helpfully built a web front end using Vite avec vitesse. I sounded Italian and French somehow at the same time. So forgive me for that. And you can see here that it basically writes an article for me. Embrace the chill. Latest trends in winter camping. We should add, I don't know if Mickey's watching. We should add how long this takes, like how long it takes kind of thing. Here. Okay. By the way, pack your bags, grab your gear, and dive into the snow. Here, I feel like I need to do this. Pack your bags, grab your gear, and dive into the snow-covered fun of winter camping. And remember, the only thing you should leave behind is a fresh set of footprints in the snow. Good job, GPT-4 Omni. Good job. So you can see that it's very good at writing. GPT-4 Omni. Okay, so now we started the app. Let me go to terminal here. The Flask app, but I helpfully wrote a web app too. So let's go to CD web. Boop. npm run start. Oh no! Oh gosh, I'm a goober. npm run dev. Hello. What was I thinking? And you're probably looking at this thinking, oh, Seth, it's broken. It's not. There you go. It's no broken. You're like, wow, Seth, what a crummy website that doesn't work. Aha. But, fellow viewer, I have opted for the minimal UI here. Minimal. Isn't that great? So now I can go here and be like, example. Can you find the latest trends, camping trends, and what folks are doing in winter? Can you use a selection of tents and sleeping bags context? Write a fun and engaging article, blah, blah. So I'm going to start the work here and notice that it's going to start working. And we've effectively built a multi-agent system. So if you go to the Flask app, you'll see like it's actually doing work. It's doing work. So there you go. It did some research. The other agent found some tents in our catalog. And now it's going to start the arduous work of writing a blog post for me. This takes about a minute. But as it's going, I want to show you something that's happening. There's a little trace happening here, which is rather nice. So let's hit the refresh here. You can see that the research thing started. You can see that the execution is called. You can see the promptee is called. You can see it's converted. And here is the actual thing. This is the actual prompt. Yeah. And then notice it called these two things. It called find information twice. And then it processed them. And you can see this is the input and this is the output. And so when you're looking at this thing here, that's the output you're seeing. Oh, it finished. Oops. I was like getting so excited on it. So here's the article it wrote. Winter Wonderland, embrace. Hold on. I gotta put the right thing on here. Winter Wonderland, embrace the latest camping trends in chilly weather. Winter camping is not just for the brave-hearted adventurers or the hardcore wilderness explorers anymore. With innovative gear and creative activities, winter camping is becoming a beloved escape for anyone looking to enjoy the serene snow drape. I want to go camping right now in the winter. I have to go to Australia for that because we're entering the summer. Hot trends in chilly weather. I would not have written this, and I feel like this is an awesome article. Glamping comfort meets nature. Where's the products? Oh, here we go. Notice it's like, hey, here's some cool things you can do, and here's some stuff you can use. These links, Avi, here, let me hover over it so you can see. These links are pointing even into the right place. Well, if this was the website, right? So basically, I was able to write, I don't know how long this took. Does it say? It doesn't say. But let's go to the trace view. So the writer took 42 seconds. So here's 4 seconds, 5 seconds. So under a minute. And the reason why this one takes a long time, by the way, is because it's going through a lot of tokens. So basically, if I was asked to write a blog post or an article for winter camping using Contoso outdoor products, I would spend a minute getting my first draft. Wow, I ended that. I ended right at the end of that. How cool was that? So that's what's cool about this. So this is the create. I think this is what actually starts everything. For some reason, these got disjointed. I need to figure out why. I don't know why these got disjointed. I think it's because of the way I'll need to ask the engineers. But I want you to notice the API, by the way, for the app. It's create. Notice that I'm just calling each function. Imagine these as agents. So this is agentic. The fancy word nowadays. Agentic. and I'm yielding stuff out. So that this is a generator, right? That's why it probably disjointed. But in under a minute, I used a bunch of agents, which are basically just prompty files, to create an entire article. And you can see, like, it's not even like I'm trying to like, this is the entire function. And a lot of it is me like yielding stuff so that I could yield stuff to the website, right? And that's it. That's the entire, this is a 3-agent, multi-agent system, with orchestration being my code. Right? I mean, what are your thoughts? Put it in the chat. Tell me what you think. Ask questions. But the cool thing about this, again, is I could have it write an article about anything. Can you find the latest camping trends and what folks are doing in the Pacific Northwest during the spring soggy time? Can you use a selection of, I don't know, what do we'll just do that, and then I'll start work. So now it's starting again. Here's the work. It's going all over again. Starting again. Look at that. I'm literally writing an entire another article, and this part takes 40 seconds. But you can see that, like, this is ridiculously useful. Ridiculously useful. And my code is not even that hard because of prompty. Right? And notice that the traces are going off again. It's getting ready to write some work, do some blog posts for me. And if they're like, you need to write 10 blog posts in a half hour, I could write 30. 30. And this creates like the first draft. And the cool thing about this is humans are really good at editing. And so coming up with a first draft is always probably the hardest thing. By the way, it's still going. I should have this scroll better. What is going on? No errors. It's just the model's taking a little bit longer. But how cool is this, right? That I'm able to write a multi-agent system using prompty pretty quickly. And you even saw me, like, I was editing this prompt because I was like, oh, sometimes it doesn't return the right thing, and so I need to tell it. And so that's what I did. And to me, that's probably the coolest bit. There you go. Embrace the Pacific Northwest spring sog with the best camping gear. Spring in the Pacific Northwest is a whimsical dance of mist, green, and occasional stubborn sunshine. From the dripping rainforest to mist-kissed coastlines. Wow, that was some serious alliteration. Mist-kissed sunshine. Red leather, yellow leather. This region offers an outdoor lover's paradise. While the weather may be notoriously unpredictable, it's nothing that the right gear and a sense of adventure can't handle. Look at this. I mean, I want to go look at Kalaluch Campground in Washington. Nestled in the Olympic Peninsula, this spot offers stunning coastal views and rugged headlands. Imagine waking up to the cozy kinds of your sky. Oh, man. Like, look at this product placement. Well done. Well done, GPT-4 Omni. Yeah, I mean, this is cool. I mean, it's not bad. And the other article is also good, right? By the way, how about this minimal UI? You like this? Because I did a session on this. By the way, I'll get the session up. Oh shoot, it's almost time to go. I'll get the session up. How about this minimal UI? Right. Every time I write an article, I save it, and so you can look at all the articles it's writing as it goes. I mean, this is amazing. I just need to hit a publish button. And that's it. A publish button is all I need. Sorry, my headphones fell out. To make this thing work. So yeah. So let me show you where. By the way, here's the trace for this stuff. You can see how it gets everything in there. Here's the OpenAI chat. You can see the system message, the user message, the assistant message. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. I think it's really cool that I'm able to. By the way, this is the LLM's response, right? Notice it's like it's even sending me stuff back in Markdown, which is quite amazing. All right, I gotta play the walk-off music here to keep me on time. So if you want to learn more about this, let me go Microsoft Build 2024. If you go to the session catalog, and then Leah and I did a session. Where did I? Here. Oh, here it is. Boop. It's not hard. Literally, you just have to memorize this GUID. That's it. This GUID is all you need. I will actually put this in the chat. I'm gonna take all this stuff out. Doop. Prompty session. Oh, I can't. Why can't I put links in here? What the hee-haw? Oh, never mind. It works. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Is everyone seeing the link, by the way? You can watch this session. Leah does a fantastic job of going through this thing. And by the way, I appeared in a couple of other things. That's not me. But Gaurav is awesome. I appear in a couple of other things, so make sure you check those out. Yeah. So go look at that. Go download the extension. We will make the website work soon, a little bit better. It's beautiful, but I want to add like some interactivity, so we'll do that over the next couple of weeks. And then go to Microsoft Build. Oh, and then the other thing is download the extension. We want to see 10,000. I just made that up, but I do want to see 10,000 because I want you to be. Because we love you, 10,000. We want you to be productive with prompts. And by the way, Owen here on our team, how about this icon? He's an icon. This is an icon. We're all icons. So take a look at it. Let's see. Let me hit refresh because one of you needs to go install this right now. I'm hitting refresh. I want to see this go to 660. It's not happening. It's not happening. I feel like a Twitch streamer that's like, asks for, what do they have, like a sub? I haven't watched Twitch in a while, but remember they used to go like do a subathon and like, oh, another sub, and then it went blink. I wish we had one of these for every time. 660, come on. It's not gonna happen. That's okay. Next time on the AI show, we're going to be talking with my friend Vinod about Azure AI search innovations. Join us June 10th at 8:30 Pacific time to talk to Vinod for the first half of the hour. Second half of the hour, we're going to start ideating on what we may or may not build using Prompty. I'm happy to go through because I think a lot of people, I think people will see the value once we start like writing some applications, LLM applications. And then the cool thing about Prompty is you can use multiple models. So we can use some of the translator stuff. Maybe we can even do like, the text to speech and speech to text. So the model can actually talk back. So we can start doing stuff like that. That's what I'm actually super excited about, right? To start building some stuff. So as always, thank you so much for spending some time with us. This has been another episode of the AI Show. It's a privilege and a pleasure to be with you. I know you have a lot of choices to do with what you want to do with your time, and so we're grateful you're here to spend some time with us. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time. This has been another episode of The AI Show.